that didn't work, being disappointed in those relationships, being pessimistic about the possibility of what relationships can bring. And then when he gets to the end of his 20s, then he goes slowly up onto the roof, becomes objective and aloof, and what he's looking for in that situation is a detached but viable relationship. It's only when he gets to his Chiron that he's ready again to come down off of the roof to see as a sixth line being, as a role model, if love is something that can really be there for them. So we know in looking at that profile that we know what's there in order for him to be able to fulfill that purpose. We know that it will all be out of his relationships, his connections, that love will come out of friendship, will come out of those kinds of connections, and that we also know that somebody's going to be relatively detached from whoever they're with in the middle part of their life. Now remember, being detached and being in a 9-0 relationship can be devastating. You want your partner to be totally inside of you, and yet you're dealing with a detached sixth line. And that can be very, very cold in there, because there's no place to go. There's no way out. You're locked in when you're in that environment. The next thing to look at is that when you're looking at his design, and you can see that he is a complex triple split definition. Here is somebody that's defined from the head to the ajna, and then you have this very interesting hook. You have both channels from the throat to the spleen, then up to the ego and down to the emotion, and then you have the format energy as the third definition below. You've got a triple split emotional generator. A triple split emotional generator. And the moment that you have a generator, you know right away that you have somebody that can only get involved out of response. Only. Now, of course, in the genetic continuity, if you look at that in relationship to the profile, you can see what that really means. This is the voyeur. This is somebody who through the relationships is on the edge watching. That the only way that he's going to properly be involved with somebody is if somebody gets him to respond. Because he's going to have somebody get him to respond. He's a generator. He cannot initiate the relationship. And after all, here's somebody, who has a manifesting capacity in their throat. If you look at this, the way this is aligned, most analysts, when they will look at this chart at first glimpse, will say, aha, this is a manifester. I took you immediately to the generator. Technically, obviously, this is a manifester. You've got the throat connected not simply to one motor, you've got to connect it to two motors. But you see, the moment that you have a defined sacral center, it dominates.